Your work is going to fill a large part of your life, and the only way to be truly satisfied is to do what you believe is great work. And the only way to do great work is to love what you do. Steve Jobs. Have you ever felt that school grades decide your worth? Have you ever looked at a report card and thought, maybe I'm just not good enough? In a world where everyone chases marks and degrees, few dare to ask, what if true education isn't about passing exams but about discovering who you are? Many people are pushed into careers they don't love. Doctors who hate hospitals, engineers who fear math, students who study for their parents, not for themselves. But there are others who step off the crowd's road and build one of their own. Today's story is about one such boy, Liam, a boy everyone called the failure until life taught him the real meaning of learning. Liam lived in a small countryside town surrounded by green fields and gentle hills. His father, Mr. Harris, was a hard-working man who ran a small workshop fixing farm machines. Every morning, while other kids went to school with shiny shoes and books full of notes, Liam dragged his feet to class like a prisoner walking to court. He wasn't lazy. He just didn't understand school the way others did. Numbers danced in his head. Words felt like puzzles without answers. Teachers scolded him. Classmates laughed. And his report card always wore the color red. Marks of failure. One afternoon, after getting yet another low grade, he sat by the river alone. He threw stones into the water and muttered, "Maybe I'm just stupid. Maybe I'll never be good at anything." He didn't know that this moment of doubt was the beginning of his real education. The summer sun blazed over the town, but Liam felt nothing but cold inside. Everywhere he went, he heard whispers. That's Mr. Harris's son, the one who failed again. His classmates posted pictures of their university admission letters while Liam sat in his room staring at a wall full of rejection emails. He didn't hate learning. He just couldn't fit into the system everyone said was the only way to succeed. One evening, while helping his father clean the stable, Liam muttered, "Dad, maybe I'm just not meant for anything. Everyone my age already knows what they're doing. I feel empty." His father didn't look up. He gently brushed one of the horses and said, "Son, every creature has its own rhythm. Some horses race fast, some carry heavy loads, and some heal others just by being calm. The problem is not that you don't have a path, it's that you haven't recognized your own rhythm yet." Liam frowned. "So, you mean I'm not broken?" Mr. Harris smiled softly. "Of course not. You're just built for something different. You'll know it when you find it." That night, those words stayed with him. He didn't know it yet, but the moment that would reveal his rhythm was very close. A few days later, a neighbor came rushing to their farm, panic written all over his face. "Mr. Harris, one of my horses is sick. Please, I need your help." But Mr. Harris wasn't home. He had gone to another village for work. Liam froze for a moment, unsure what to do. Then something inside whispered, "You've seen Dad do this hundreds of times. Try." He quickly gathered the medicine box, herbs, and clean cloths. Though his hands trembled, his heart pushed him forward. He had helped his father care for sick horses before, but never alone. When Liam reached the stable, the horse lay weak on the ground, breathing heavily. He knelt beside it, placed a hand gently on its neck, and felt the trembling muscles beneath. He whispered softly, "Easy there, buddy. We'll fix this." Following every step he had learned from his father, Liam mixed the herbal paste, applied it around the joints, and cleaned the wound with calm precision. At first, he wasn't sure if he was doing it right. Sweat ran down his face, his hands shaking. But as time passed, the horse's breathing slowed, its eyes softened. After about an hour, it let out a quiet sigh, lifted its head, and leaned into Liam's touch. A wave of warmth filled Liam's chest. "You're all right now, aren't you?" he whispered, smiling. He stayed a while longer, making sure the horse was stable before heading home. His heart was calm for the first time in months, not because of success, but because of a strange, deep joy that came from doing what felt right. When Liam returned, his father was waiting by the stable door, arms folded and a knowing smile on his face. "So," Mr. Harris said softly, "how did the patient do?" Liam blinked in surprise. "Dad, you knew?" His father nodded. "Of course. That was your first real test. I asked Mr. Owen to call for help. I wanted to see how you'd handle it, not with knowledge, but with heart." Liam looked down, emotions rising in his chest. "I was scared at first," he admitted. "But it felt right, Dad. When I touched the horse, it was like I knew what to do." Mr. Harris placed a hand on his son's shoulder. "That's because you finally listened, not to others, but to yourself." That night, Liam couldn't sleep. He realized his father hadn't just taught him how to care for animals. He had quietly taught him how to discover himself. The next morning, the sky was painted in soft gold. Liam woke up earlier than usual, still replaying the memory of last night, the horse's soft breathing, the calmness he felt, and his father's proud smile. For the first time in his life, he felt a sense of direction. At breakfast, his father said, "Liam, we've been invited to the neighboring farm. Their best racehorse is injured. It's a serious case. I want you to lead the treatment today." Liam froze. "Me? But Dad, I only helped once. What if I mess up?" Mr. Harris looked at him firmly. "You won't. You've already proved you can do it. Yesterday wasn't luck, it was understanding. Now, it's time to trust yourself." At the stable, the crowd watched nervously as the horse struggled to stand. Liam's hands trembled at first, but when he touched the animal, that same calm filled him again. He spoke softly, his voice steady. "Easy now. We'll get through this." Every step he took echoed the lessons his father had silently planted over the years: patience, observation, empathy. He adjusted the bandage, cooled the wound, and whispered to the horse as if it could understand. Minutes passed. The animal steadied its stance. The crowd exhaled in relief, and for the first time, everyone saw something different in Liam, not the boy who failed school, but a young man who had found his gift. When it was over, his father stood beside him, eyes glistening with pride. "You see, son," he said, "the world measures success by grades and numbers, but real success is when your work brings peace to others and to yourself." Liam didn't reply. He just smiled, his heart full. He finally understood. Weeks passed, and word about Liam's skills spread through the town. Farmers began coming to him for help, not just for his technique, but for the gentle patience he carried. He treated every horse as if it were alive with feeling, not just an animal to fix. One evening, while watching the sunset over the pastures, his father joined him. The wind carried the scent of grass and earth, the smell of their shared life. "You know," Mr. Harris said quietly, "I once thought I'd have to push you into college like everyone else's sons. But I realized something. Your classroom isn't in a building. It's here. Liam nodded. I used to think failing in school meant I'd failed in life, but now I see I was just studying the wrong subject. His father chuckled. And what subject is that, son? Liam smiled softly. Horses and life. Mr. Harris put an arm around his son's shoulders. Then you've already graduated. That night, as the stars filled the sky, Liam felt a peace he'd never known before. He no longer needed to compare himself with others. His path was his own. He had discovered that true education had nothing to do with textbooks, degrees, or exams. It was about understanding himself, his rhythm, his design. And that discovery became the first step on the road to everything he would one day become. In life, not everyone learns in the same way. Some people learn from books, some from failures, and some, like Liam, learn from life itself. The world often teaches us that education is about marks, grades, and degrees. But the truth is far deeper. Real education begins when you stop memorizing and start understanding. It's when you realize that your value doesn't depend on your score, but on your ability to listen to your inner voice. The lessons that truly shape us are not written on paper. They're written through experience, mistakes, and reflection. Liam's father understood something most people never do, that you can't force a seed to grow in someone else's soil. Each person must find their own ground, their own rhythm, their own light. So remember this: education is not about passing exams. It's about understanding yourself. The key to your future is already inside you. Find what you love and grow it. If you chase grades, you may get a job. But if you chase understanding, you'll build a life. Years later, Liam became a respected horse trainer, not because of fame or fortune, but because every creature he touched seemed to trust him. People from distant towns came to learn from him, not just about horses, but about patience, empathy, and passion. When young students visited his farm asking, "Sir, what should we study to be successful like you?" Liam would smile and reply, "Study yourself. Once you know who you are, every path becomes the right one." Now let me ask you, are you chasing what others told you to chase, or what your heart truly desires? Do you study for marks or for meaning? Because one day, when all the noise fades, your future will whisper the same question Liam once faced: do you really know yourself? And when you can finally answer yes, that will be your true graduation. If this story touched your heart, share it with someone who feels lost or pressured to follow a path that isn't theirs. Your share might be the spark that helps them find their own road. Tell us in the comments, what do you truly love? Like, subscribe, and stay with us for more stories that remind you. The greatest success begins not outside, but within.